The first movie I remember seeing, I don't know. I definitely watched Dirty Dancing a lot. I watched it on video repeatedly and television repeatedly. Yeah, pre-10 years old, but I don't know what my first one was. I don't know why. Obviously didn't make much of an impression. I think something has to be so specific and so true to be funny. I mean, I'll like be really moved by something that might be sentimental or soppy, but I will not laugh from something that's not really, really like right on, you know? I think it's, and also there's always like 40 dramatic movies a year that I like, and like one comedy every 5 years that I think is actually really good. Well, actually there was one recently I really liked, Superbad. When I was little, I always thought everywhere I walked was sort of like, oh my God, someone's gonna notice me, you know? My like dream would be to be like a sort of one of those background dancers on Broadway. Started seeing theater when I was 9 in New York, and that was when I thought I would really love to act. People still come up to me on the street and tell me how much they love The Professionals. I don't think I knew that I felt like I knew what I was doing, but I don't really remember feeling very scared about it. I felt like, oh, I'll just learn. And you know, when you're 11, you don't really think that anyone like expects you to know what you're doing. My mom would take me to all the museums on my days off, and then we'd come back, and she's an artist, so she'd get like little clay or plasticine or something, and we'd try and make the sculptures we saw at the Rodin Museum, or you know, try and copy painting or drawing or whatever. It was kind of an amazing experience. Now I feel like it was very, very lucky, which might be a certain type of fate. I always really liked school. I like being around people my age, especially I think being an only child. It's like you really crave sort of just friends around all the time, because your time at home is always with grown-ups, and then work was the same. Work was really fun, but again around adults, which I was really good at, but this sort of exoticism of being around people my own age was only satisfied by school. I've never been able to, you know, share my movies with kids, except for Star Wars, of course, but that's obviously its whole universe. Kids can watch a movie like 4,000 times, you know, and really like love it in a way that others can't, and so it's really especially meaningful to like make a kids movie. 5 favorite non-musical sounds. Okay, I love diving, scuba diving, and I love the sound of when you breathe in and out underwater. Dolphins underwater too, that's pretty amazing. It's almost like a feeling more than a sound. What else? It's an interesting question. Oh, my grandmother used to do this thing because she couldn't whistle and I can't whistle. That thing. Kid happy noises. Does that count as a non-musical sound? My dog like lapping his water. It's a pretty great sound. I don't think there was like a happiest time. I feel like there are happy moments all the time and there's difficult moments all the time. It just sort of pop up whenever. I know that sounds like really vague, especially the life part, because that's the part that you have a little bit more control over, I suppose. I mean, work, obviously someone else decides for you when you're an actor, when you work and when you don't, and when you're popular and when you're not, and all of that, and having a life that is full and you know, interesting, and that you're happy to go back to, you know, makes it not such a big deal if you can't get work or you can't find something that interests you for a while. That it's actually fun, just as fun to go back home and be around the people you love.